Please, join your betrothed, if you would. Come on over here. You might as well face that way so these beautiful people can see you. It's not important that you see me. God knows you've seen me. Dearly beloved. That's the wrong one. Friends, welcome. In all seriousness, this is 19 times more people than we've ever seen in this room, and for a really, really beautiful reason. And a lot of shitty things happened in the last couple of years. And then some good stuff, but not necessarily good stuff that was done in the way that, let's say, we'd all hoped we might be able to do it when we were at a point in our adulthoods when we could actually take some control. And so I know I said I would do exactly what these guys are doing, and I did nothing like it. So first of all, how about an applause for just the panache and the style, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it is indeed a serious occasion, although a highly festive one. And as the, my responsibilities sometimes as captain of the show have to stretch. Oh, that's right. Wait a minute. I have to put on my. I was in the band just now. Now I have to. This guy here. All right. I almost wore the same exact outfit as Pat. That would have been embarrassing.
I would have married you then.
You know, as a brief aside to your wedding vows, like 3 weeks ago we moved to a new place, and I finally said, all right, fuck it, I don't wear suits. And I threw out like 5 suits and like 6 white shirts. And of course, a close friend of mine died this week, so we had to go to Boston for a wake, and I had no suit for that, and then I wanted to get dressed up, but I managed to find this. So, just goes to show you, don't throw your suits or your dress shirts out, because everyone will die or get married and you'll be screwed. Pat Vale, you're a much admired individual. There are many, many people here who look up to you and who love you, but your new responsibilities are far more important than simply showing up somewhere between 9 and 12 o'clock to play your Brighton set. Things are going to get more precise. Your heart is as big as all outdoors, and we all know that. But Pat, do you pledge that heart to the protection and the maintenance and the love of your new partner, Megan Gale? And will you be the guy that helps her make the storyboards for the grand comic of life she is creating?
I will.
Excellent.
Wait, I do.
Well, either way, you do, you will. If you will, you do. Furthermore, Pat, do you understand that the most important thing, particularly coming from a pair of co-hosts who are both divorced, is that you need to know when not to sweat the small things, when to step back, and when to give your beautiful bird of paradise her space, and when to step in. And like all guys, including myself, do you pledge to remember that sometimes she just doesn't want you to say anything, she just wants you to listen? It's a yes or no answer.
Yes.
Excellent, Pat Vale. The ladies of the audience commend you for your sensitivity. Megan Gale, we have watched you blossom from a sort of shy, pale, standing in the background, perhaps, sort of individual only 5 years or so ago, to the flower and the inspiration for those of us who wish we could just get up front and dance the way we want to now. You know what I'm saying? 50 fans like you, I could rule the world, Megan Gale. But what I'm trying to say is, we've all watched that, and I feel, being an old fuck, I feel a paternal sort of a pride in the quality of your work, and the breadth of your empathy, and the hilarity of your writing. You're like my favorite writer now. So it's and now here you are on the threshold of the last frontier, except for having kids, which you'll get to that later, maybe, who knows. But this is, you know, for most of us, this is it. This is as close to the "Here Be Monster" sign as we're going to get. And we admire you for your courage. And we ask that you take that great sensitivity and that beautifully realized sense of how to project the world through your imagination. And you take that and you use it, and will you use it to protect and uphold Pat and Pat's needs as he writes the opus in the album of his own life? Will you do that?
I will do that.
Good. Just gonna do it. And do you also realize that sometimes the best bet is to count 10 and you know, step back, and that in any and all cases you will, as Pat will, try to use the golden rule of, you know, looking at it from your partner's point of view before you start slugging? Will you do that as well?
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the authority bestowed upon me as the guy who runs this open mics, but not really open mic show, I now pronounce Pat and Megan man and wife. Would you please kiss the bride and the husband? Wow, that's a really good kiss. Anybody have questions? No, I'm kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat and Megan Vale. Pat and Megan Vale. Is that how you're doing it? Or is it Pat and Megan Gale? Did you make up your mind
I'm
yet?
still Pat Vale, she'll be Megan Vale Gale.
You're going to keep it? Yeah, you can be like Vay Gale or Gay Vale. Well, we'll work it out. Gay Vale isn't really as good. That sounds like a place in Colorado where you go after Asbury Park to go skiing. Drink up, celebrate, and love our friends. Thank you very much. The stage is open for rocking. Welcome to the long weekend. Would you guys like to dance?
Bubbles don't work.
You have to do your first little later? Well, get drunker, and then maybe you can do the first dance, and we get the cake cutting ceremony. Is that the whole thing? Cake is here. We'll be doing a cake cutting ceremony later. You can squeeze in some more embarrassment.
And don't forget about our contest tonight. You can either design Pat and Megan's dream home, plan their honeymoon for them, or name and describe what their kids are going to be like. So, there's paper and crayons and stuff over there. We'll be announcing the winner maybe after the cake cutting ceremony. But until then, back to the long weekend. So come on, musicians, get on up here and play. And anybody who has any spoken word or poetry, or even anything they want to get up on mic and say to Pat and Megan, let me know. We're going to have poetry.